Some devils, J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. And the questions we're going over today are on the fucking video posted 3 weeks ago. Merciful Fate, Immolation, Napalm Death, and Cannibal Corpse. Your set lists need help. Contact me. Got that right. Those goddamn things need a fucking scrubbing. Put some serious elbow grease in them. Especially, not so much Cannibal, just they needed a tweaking. Napalms needed a pretty hard scrubbing, and Immolations need a fucking facelift. It's like, brah at that point, just go and play the whole new album. That's pretty much what they did the last tour. Now, again, I understand they're trying to advertise it as a business too, but when you're touring with a band like Cannibal Corpse, and the idea is, well, we're opening up for a bigger band, so a lot of these guys don't know who we are, so we're trying to advertise a new album. They don't do the first time they're hearing them. Let's call it like the fuck it is. You're not Rush or something that's going to be that memorable. They're not going to know it either way. You could play just first album, they're not going to know. They're going to like this band or not. So we have to advertise the first album, kind of a crock of shit. Now, when they were the headlining acts for the new album, I kind of get that. Then you know what I mean, because they're touring for that album. But still, 3 songs is all you need from the new album. Nothing against the new album. I like the new album, but that's just bands in general. When you have a bunch of albums, so that way you can hit every album. I would have done honestly for the Cannibal tour, since they're on it. I would have done. I don't know how many songs they did in totality, and I probably would have done like one song every single album. That's probably what I would have done. That's about right. They got like about 10 albums. They probably playing about 10 songs. Yeah, we covered it. I just would have done one song from each album. They didn't do anything on Here and After. They didn't do anything on Failures for Gods. They didn't do anything on A Close to a World Below. Then I think they did do one song from Unholy Cult. I think that was the oldest thing. They did Burial Ground from Dawn of Possession. That was it. The rest was just like 2005 up. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing, man? So that was pretty goddamn dumb. Again, wasn't a huge deal for me because I actually like every Immolation album, but I like the first 4 the best. So kind of sucked in a sense. Anyways, all the way scrolling down, Jason, I can't stand Merciful Fate. The vocals ruin it for me. Really? Vocals are the best part, brah. Although I guess I kind of understand that. I mean, it's a super distinguishable voice, especially if you're it tells me you're probably young, to be honest with you, getting this, but that's whatever. That's cool. I can kind of see that. I mean, maybe not like, what the fuck? But it might be an acquired taste, kind of like coffee. The first time you taste it, like, oh man, it tastes like shit. Then it grows on you. So I'd maybe give it a shot because that's the best fucking part. Nobody sounds like King Diamond, with the exception, in the last, shit, probably 10 years now, right? The band Attic. Um, they sound very, very much like King Diamond. The vocals and 2 full lengths is all they've done, to my knowledge. I mean, some EPs and shit that seems like they're impossible to find, but I don't think they've done a third album yet. Both albums I thought were extremely good, probably tens in my book. I was a huge fan of them, and yeah, that's the only vocalist I can think of that sounds like King Diamond. People say stupid shit like Ghost and Portrait. I put it on, I'm like, this doesn't sound anything like King Diamond. What the fuck are you talking about? Like nothing at all. I see the reminiscence as far as, for fans of King Diamond might like this stuff. For fans of Merciful Fate, they might like this stuff, but it sounds like them. I didn't think so whatsoever. Just the only one I know of is Attic, and if there's anyone else out there, put it in there. I remember that the band Them trying to sound like them, but I don't recall like holy shit, um, Attic. That's the only band where I was like, this literally sounds like fucking King Diamond singing. Yeah, I think Them might have been reminiscent, and they were trying to go for that, but didn't capture the same thing. I have to re-listen to it. But yeah, it's the only band I can think of. So if there's anybody else out there that I'm unaware of, let me the fuck know. 28 Nihilist, do you like Rich Piana? Yes, I do. Well, when he was alive. Um, yeah, I thought I pretty much watched almost every video he's ever done. I was actually a fan of him before he even started his 5% nutrition company. I was a fan of him right before he started Mutant. When he was sponsored by Mutant Nutrition. Just a cool guy, actually has fucking personality. Now, do I agree with everything he says? No. And that's what's weird too. That's what because a lot of people kind of like disbanded him or kind of turned their backs on him when some like negative shit came out about him. And it's kind of like, what does this have to do with anything? Like if like he's using whether the silicone injections or whatever, what is this? What the fuck? What does that have to do with liking the guy or not? You know what I mean? Um, I listened to him just because he was fucking entertaining. He gave out some good information that was useful. Some was a little bit hype. Some was a little bit exaggerated. But I think that was kind of his whole shtick too. You know what I mean? To be kind of over the top and extreme. But successful guy, funny guy. I've met him twice. Kind of gets sat there and shot the shit with him for good 5-10 minutes. yeah, really cool guy. And yeah, as far as all the negative stuff, especially when he was what was he was either fucked up on pills or something when there's videos leaks. It's like, well, what does this have to do with anything, guys? Like, that's one thing is that I don't understand about fucking society. I'm sure it's always gone on, but it's definitely gone on more than the last 5 to 10 years with all this side separation and left and right and all this social media bullshit. Is it's like if you find one thing somebody says that they like don't like you. I'm like, well, I just disagree with this or I don't like this statement. That doesn't mean I hate everything about the guy. Everything the guy says is fucking complete garbage. Well, what the fuck are you talking about? No. If there's one or two things come out that I don't agree with, okay, that's it. Leave it at that. Okay, you like other things. Because I'm sure there's tons of people that do that for me. And as a matter of fact, I know there is with this channel. Um, didn't like this or whatever, and you can tell that they don't like me or the channel. Well, it's fine, but I mean, with off one statement, it's fucking stupid. Critical mass question marks. Hey, iDog, I entered to win your fuck a fan contest and I won. So when we gonna get it on? I don't even know what the fuck you're referring to, man. I'm assuming that's a complete just joke. Unless there's some poll being taken me on my back that I'm unaware of. Ricky Jones, J Dog, how was Creator when you seen Merciful Fate? Full disclosure, didn't even watch him. I was going to at least check him out, but was out in the lobby, if you want to call it that. The place was a goddamn. It may as well have been in a fucking baseball stadium. That's what it felt like. Wasn't a fan of the club at all. A little too corporate for my taste. Definitely not fucking UG. So yeah, I was basically out in the fucking hot dog concession stand, and people were talking to me and coming up to me and shit like that. And I was hanging out with talking to. So that was all during Creator. But then when I heard it was Scott from Cyanide, he told me they saw the set list. He's like, oh, dude, all they're doing is two old songs. They did, I think he said Flag of Hate and Pleasure to Kill. He's like, it's literally the last two songs they do. That's it. He's like, all the rest is literally bullshit I never even fucking heard of. I was like, that's not shocking. I expected it to be a little fucking cooler than that, but not much. So yeah, I mean, they're just gonna play a bunch of '90s songs and shit that I never heard or cared about. Then yeah, I don't care. Plus, I've seen Creator before, and that's basically was the extent of it. The last time I saw him was 5, 6 years ago, and I can't remember the exact. I know they played Flag of Hate. I remember that, but it wasn't 90% of the set list. I didn't recognize, so I was fine with not seeing them. Ninox 111. Do you guys care what pressing plants have best sound quality for metal? I mean, everybody's pretty much used the same goddamn plant. You know what I mean? Fucking GZ vinyl over in Czech Republic. So I mean, are they the best compared to like there's a plant Erica vinyl in California? From what I remember, why we don't use them. So I'm not the one that submits the releases. It seems like because they're expensive as fuck. Doubt they sound fucking better, dude. It's funny too. I was like, metal's supposed to be primitive and kind of for like barbaric and fucking heathens and shit like that. And people are so nitpicky over sound quality. It's like, dude, there's no goddamn way that your fucking eardrums are like a fucking owl that can hear a mouse tiptoeing on leaves, to where you're going to understand and be able to tell a difference between. Well, I pressed Recaputrefaction at Erica vinyl, or I pressed it at GZ vinyl, or I pressed it at Billy Bob's fucking Smith's fucking vinyl manufacturer. You're not going to know any fucking difference whatsoever. The people that say that, it's kind of, yeah, I understand, like, we're all kind of nerds and shit like that, but that's total fucking going to the goddamn library reading Harry Potter books, man. Fucking Steve Urkel suspenders on and fucking drawers rammed up to his fucking nipples. Total nerd dork shit. What are you talking about, man? It sounds fucking same. I can't tell an ounce of a motherfucking difference. But I know those guys are out there, and there's going to be people listening that disagree. Oh, no, I could tell. Like, for example, you cannot tell the fucking difference between a black vinyl and, let's say, a green vinyl. The sound quality. The color vinyl doesn't sound as good. Shut the fuck up. Get lost. Brah, brah. There's no fucking difference. Picture this, and people say it too. The only thing I'll give you on picture this, in between tracks, you'll hear that the grooves. And it's in between songs. Who gives a fuck? Kind of let you know that fucking in between tracks. And not to mention, picture this. It's kind of more just for. It's almost like they kind of all are in a sense, but really picture this. And for even I've always treated like that more of a fucking trophy when it's ones without they come without covers and if without covers and it's like one of my all time favorite albums. Let's say like Tomb of the Mutilated or something like that. That's one of them. Repulsion, Horrified, Carcasses, Putrefaction, those specific ones. I have them on my wall. I kept them in the hard poly, so they're still protected, so they're not collecting dust or getting scratched, anything like that over the years. But I hang them up, so now you can listen to them anyways. I think, yeah, that's kind of what Picture is. It's so fucking cool. You can print one of your favorite cover arts or favorite albums on an actual record. It's just the fact that it looks cool. But if that is all you own, and there's cases where that is all I own, is a picture disc, and that would be my only source of playing it. Not too many. I can draw blanks as to who I have that's in that case, but there is definitely a few. So yeah, you'll listen to the picture disc, but I'm like, it doesn't sound like shit. You just hear the grooves again, like these fucking Harry Potter, goddamn Steve Urkel fucking nerds. Though they're gonna say otherwise, which is whatever. You're entitled to your opinion, but I'm just, what do you got? Owl ears? That's the first thing I fucking think of. I mean, total dork shit, in my opinion. It's fine. Sounds goddamn same. Goddamn question marks, devil. Goatman talking, sorry, I just literally cannot understand the love for Napalm Death. Besides the laughable politics, the music is literally a joke. So you don't even like Scum, Goatman? I don't know about that. That's kind of, literally makes me want to sleep so much. Grindcore is a joke genre and should say as such. Yeah, I don't. I kind of disagree with that. Now, don't be wrong. I can definitely see why you can listen to some Napalm Death and be like, "This is horrible," or even some of the stuff that I like, not get into it. But I don't know, man. Scum is, at least for the originality that it was and the extremity for the time it came out. Um, yeah, and as far as what their political views and shit, to be completely honest, I really don't give a fuck. It's kind of I kind of put the politics with the racist category. I don't give a shit either way. It's funny because you got a lot of fucking, like, especially the time, thinking about the guys. Punks fall in this category too, which a lot of teenagers and kids when they're thinking about politics or Napalm Death whenever Scum came out. What was it? Really 16, 17 years old. What do I give a shit about what some kid has to say about politics? Hell, I don't give a shit what anybody has to say about politics. But what your opinion? You're basically a fucking thug. That's kind of what punks and shit are supposed to be. Outcast thugs, you know what I mean? And just the metal scene kind of in general. You're not supposed to be almost somewhat of an outcast. And you're talking about politics and stuff. Like, your opinion is kind of irrelevant. Theoretically, you shouldn't be following this crap. And usually they're just bad mouthing or whatever, which is fine. We all know it's a goddamn a scam, or at least if you don't know that, that's why I think voting and shit is a complete waste of time. I think anybody that goes out and votes, in my opinion, is a complete sheep. That's my personal opinion. You're allowed to disagree with it, and you're allowed to fucking keep on going. But in my opinion, just because they don't take it, they don't take your actual vote. They literally chuck it in the trash. It's just to literally let you believe that we live in a democracy. Otherwise, there'd be complete chaos broken out because everyone thought that it was America, land of the great, and land of the free, and we get to choose. You don't choose shit, man. They already fucking know ahead of time. They're not they're not letting you tell them how to run their business. And that's exactly what the country is a business. That's it. They don't give a shit what you're fucking just regular Joe Blow, me and you, what we think. They know it's the higher ups in big business that runs the goddamn place. So it's completely useless. So if they want to make an extreme topic, they want to sing about it, but it's like their opinion on the topic is kind of irrelevant. It's a bunch of 17-year-old kids singing about it at the time, presumably, especially with the punks. Who cares what you fucking think? I don't. Whether I agreed with it or not, it's like their opinion is kind of just useless. You know, the way I see it, anyways. Goddamn questions in here, fucking devils. Haunted Hotel. You got to read off something here. Yeah, fucking Ralph hasn't commented in a little goddamn while. What does he say? Glad to hear / see Hell's still pressing 7 inches. Yeah, we actually cut back a little bit, but yeah, a lot of labels are abandoning the format and pressing one-sided LPs instead. Fuck that. If it fits on a 7-inch, put it on a 7-inch. See, like, for example, I know Chase kind of wanted to disband 7 inches for a little bit, and I was definitely not against it, only because most of them were fucking lame. It's bands putting shit out and then they're reusing the material. For example, some of the 7 inches I want to come out that I think is cool because it has that very early '90s feel still is the Spider demo. We're supposed to be doing on a 7-inch. What the fuck's going on with it? I don't know. I know Chase said he asked them. They said yes. And the Caustic Phlegm 2022 demo that was just came out on demo tape only. We're supposed to be putting that on 7-inch. So it just reminds me of like a lot of the band's demos that came out instead of having a now start a cassette fucking collection. you get the demo on a vinyl, just a better quality and cooler looking format. And then if they are going to do a 7-inch EP, back in the days when it's like that's when they put it out, those songs were exclusive to that release. So when it was getting disbanded and kind of talked about, I'm like literally, I was like, what other fucking bands are doing this? The amount of time when we were talking about it, it's getting thrown out there. Uh, we did the Abysmal Lord 7-inch, and those songs, yeah, like those seem to be exclusive. I don't think they fucking reissue those at all to this point. Not saying that they won't. But yeah, when there was times like they put ones on there, even the ones we've done, bands want to reissue it on something else. Like, this is fucking stupid, man. Then what's the point of having the goddamn record? So I get it to an extent, but if it's like the old days, I agree with you. Whether it's going to be more of an old school thing, where it's like this is our release, it's 500. That's the true underground, not this. Get it on Bandcamp and digital download, and even my mom can fucking find it. It's, do you own one of the 500 copies pressed 7-inches? That's it. There's 500 out of print now. Do you own one or don't you? That's underground music. So it has that feel, and you have the actual physical format of it. So I like them in that sense, but hope it stays that way and kind of comes back around to that. But I think that's why people disbanded, because it was kind of like, not saying that we would never do a 7-inch again, but drastically cut back for that reason. And then they were becoming expensive as fuck to press, which is like basically a 7-inch now. If you want to sell them and make any money whatsoever, you pretty much sell them for $10 a piece. It's the way it goddamn is. What did you say? Underground music belongs on 7-inch vinyl, all caps. Yeah, it's funny because 7-inches. That's what I like about them too. They represent just the format itself, the underground. Now, prior to the underground, they were considered just singles in the 70s and shit like that. And it was very, very mainstream, but that got disbanded ever since let's say like mid 80s to early 90s, especially around that time. It seemed like it was only underground music that was sporting vinyl, and then the bands that were in the metal scene, aka the Iron Maidens, etc., they weren't doing 7-inches. Now they were doing kind of like singles, half-assed, where it's like they were doing it back then, where it's like, this is just junk. Well, I need this for it's just one song from the album. Just get the fucking album. What the fuck do I need this for? You know what I mean? They weren't doing exclusive songs on a 7-inch. You know what I mean? So 7-inch, like bands like Nunslaughter, Destroyer 666. They were doing exclusive fucking songs on 7-inch. You know what I mean? And so I think that does represent underground. I've always thought that. He's like, and don't get me started with these pressing plant turnaround times. Oh yeah, everybody's pissed about that, man. I 100% agree. We got a bunch of bangers in the pipeline that are taking forever, all caps, to get completed. Yep. So I mean, yeah, I mean, like I've explained it with people emailing us and shit like that for when's this coming out, and for example, the newest Acid Witch. I mean, goddamn, by the time the vinyls come out, it's probably gonna be sometime, I would assume beforehand, but not far from it, next Halloween. So I'm recording this in December. The CD came out. That the release date was October 31st, Halloween. So the vinyl's finally coming out the following Halloween. It's not because Hell's Headbanger sucks and we dropped the ball. No, it was just submitted, and that's how long it takes. So yeah, we're right there with you. Beyond sucks balls and annoying as a motherfucker. Things aren't even arriving here in the order I submitted them. It's been a mess. Join the motherfucking club. 100% agree. Yeah, we're dealing with the same exact shit. Beyond fucking annoying. Ozzy Parker. Shout out to you, brother. I've definitely never seen you before. Hey, J-Dog, I know you're a big Misfits fan. I was also wondering if you heard Jerry Only's new solo album, Anti-Hero. If so, what are your thoughts? Not only have I not heard it, I've never even heard of it. However, I don't have high hopes, even though I'm a big fucking Misfits fan. I kind of like that formula. But Jerry, I mean, I don't have anything like negative I think about him, but at the same time, he's probably not a guy we have any like-mindedness on anything in general. Because isn't he kind of like a Christian and shit? And I don't know, just even the whole thing with Misfits, it's kind of like, as much as I like them, there's a little bit of a fucking bad taste in the mouth in the sense, like, because he's definitely sporting that fucking been around 45 years or whatever. It's like, dude, get fucking lost. No, you the fuck haven't. You left in 84. You came back in 97. That's a huge delay. Because my whole thing is, too, to this day, I never got a fucking solid answer. Not that I asked him directly or any inside scoop, but I've kind of thrown it out there on this channel or just asked people that have been in the scene longer than me, and nobody seems to have any type of fucking useful answer. In that 13 years, what was Jerry only doing? I have literally no clue. Now, maybe he was out fucking making millions and doing something way more important than me. Fair enough. He very well could have been. But I mean, I literally don't know what the fuck he was doing. Um, was he working a regular job? Was he doing another band? I mean, there was that fucking Christ the Conqueror side project. Was he on that though, or was that just Doyle? I mean, it was fine. I wasn't a huge fan of it though. I thought it was him and Doyle maybe. Correct me how long. You guys know what I'm talking about. Their I guess metal project, if you want to call it that. Um, Maybe that was in between, but I even think that might have been after the 97 mark. So it's kind of like always the whole time, you know, Danzig was still doing shit. He was doing his horrifically bad fucking Danzig albums in my fucking book. Um, so he was doing shit. What was Jerry doing? Because he was the kind of the leader of the pack, you know, come American Cycle up. But it's like you're dicking around for 13 years, man, and then you're making this 45 fucking year claim. No. There's no fucking 45 years, brah. It's fucking 32 at goddamn best. And to be completely fucking honest with you, even since 1997 to 2020, 22, yeah, you have consistently put out releases. There was a lot of dicking around in between there too, because they put out American Psycho, and then there was Famous Monsters, and what was it, Famous Monsters, like 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. So not a big gap, acceptable time frame. After that, the next full length was Devil's Reign. They had some, you know, kind of projects and shit, like the Project 1950 and shit come out between that. But there was a big gap. What year was Devil's Reign? I remember when that came out, but it had to have been after 2010, right? I mean, yeah, it had to have been. Right? But what you put in there, I could easily look it up. But what year was Devil's Reign? What I'm getting at is there was a huge fucking gap of massive fucking dicking around. Again, well, they're touring and shit like that. No fuck. What band goddamn doesn't tour? I mean, you know who a band that wasn't fucking dicking around when they're doing shit? Motorhead. They were touring too, but they were still consistently putting out goddamn fucking albums. Cannibal Corpse. They tour. They do worldwide tours. They don't take fucking 15 years to put out a goddamn album. So even in the years that I'll even, I guess, give them a pass, not shaving off the 13 years, because that 13 is 100% shaved off, 84 to 97. There's no ifs, ands, kind of sort of butts to talk about, Jerry. Fuck off. It's 13 shaved off the top, brah. But even giving them the pass from 97 to today, that 25 years, even that 25, I don't know, there might be some shaving in there too, because there was some serious pussyfooting around going on about as far as shit coming out and stuff. So that's kind of that. But I mean, could be a blessing in disguise, because I mean, like I pretty much go on record and say I like everything by Misfits, but Famous Monsters Down, I definitely like virtually everything. What I mean by everything, I mean like every song. There might be a song here or there that's kind of like but for the most part, 99.9%, I think all very solid. However, Devil's Reign and shit, like for example, just Devil's Reign album, for example, number one as a whole, I didn't think it was fantastic. I own it, thought it was good, not great, not fantastic. So 3 steps down from be above the top. And then there was 2 songs for sure, maybe even 3 or 4 that I'm like, I don't know, I would have hacked these. These kind of stuff fucking blow. And then there's been some BS in the between that I'm kind of like, this isn't fucking great that I've heard. Shit like that, I don't even think I've even known. I think I've heard on YouTube. That I didn't even realize when it came out. So kind of lost touch of what the fuck all they've done after Devil's Reign. I think there was Freddy Krueger or something song, which actually I thought was kind of cool. They finally did a song about him. And I think I remember that song being okay. But would that come out on a 7-inch or something like that? So, like I said, Devil's Reign, pretty much I kind of lost touch. But what Jerry Only's side project is, I get a little sick to my stomach thinking about it, thinking it's probably some fucking Christ boy shit. I could be completely wrong. It could be the greatest goddamn thing in the earth. Again, full disclosure, never heard it, so I could be wrong. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you just saying that me seeing that for the very first time in my life, that's the first thing that pops my mind. But if it's great and I should check it out, and oh, dude, it's total fucking walk among us, soundness worship. Now I'm fucking intrigued, and I will go check it out. So put it in there. Do I need to check it out, Devils? The ones that know about it, let me know. And also, comments, questions, concerns, put them in there. Get them answered right in the morning. Later, goddammit.